Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel with handmade graphics and recycled paper and no editing. We're talking Pac-12 football here. You know, I just do this I love sports, and I just do it for fun. So the toughest schedule that comes in for the Pac-12 is Stanford. They were 3-9 last year, 2-7. They have a strength of schedule of 84. There are three conferences with teams that had 90s as their toughest. So, you know, pretty weak at the top, and it's going to be weak at the bottom. They have a team that's in the 50s, and no other team from any other conference had that weak of a schedule. But I get 84 from their opponents' wins from last season, and that all adds up to 84 for Stanford right here. And their 10-win opponents from last season are at Oregon, at Notre Dame, at Utah, and BYU. So they have 4 quality opponents, I would say, and here's the rest of them. Colgate at home, USC at home, at Washington, at Oregon, Oregon State, at Notre Dame, Arizona State, at UCLA, Washington State at home, at Utah, at California, and BYU. So here we go. Number 2 is Colorado. Colorado comes in with a 4-8 record last season, 3-6 in conference, and they had an 81 total, and that equals up with all the, like I said, all these the win column here adds up to 81. TCU at Air Force, at Minnesota, UCLA, at Arizona, California, at Oregon State, at Arizona State at home, Oregon at home, at USC, at Washington, and Utah at home. Second toughest schedule in the Pac-12. The third toughest schedule belongs to Arizona, and Arizona is at San Diego State, Mississippi State at home, North Dakota State, at Colorado at home, Oregon at home, at Washington, USC at home, at Utah, at UCLA, Washington State, and Arizona State to finish out, both at home. So we're getting down. They were a 79 strength of schedule. USC is a 78 strength of schedule, and they were 4-8 last year, 3-6. Rice at Stanford, Fresno, at Oregon State, Arizona State, Washington State, at Utah, at Arizona, Cal and Colorado both at home, at UCLA, and they finish with Notre Dame at home. Oregon, the Pac-12 runner-up from last season, starts at a neutral site game, but it's in Georgia. I think it's in Atlanta, but they say neutral site, so that gives them 14 wins. That part of that adds up to 73, and that's what they come in. BYU, another great non-con 10-win team last season, at Washington State, Stanford, at Arizona, UCLA, at Cal, at Colorado, Washington at home, Utah at home, at Oregon State, and Eastern Washington, I believe. And they come in at number 5. Oregon State, their rivals, come in at number 6. They were 7-6 last year, 5-4 in conference. Their strength of schedule is 72, so pretty comparable to their rival. Boise State at home, at Fresno State, Montana State, USC, at Utah, at Stanford, Washington State, Colorado, at Washington, California, at Arizona State, and they finish with Oregon at home. And there's the top half of the Big 12. Starting to get it to easier schedules here. Washington at number 7. And they have Kent State at home, Portland State, Michigan State at home, Stanford at home. So 4 home games to start. At UCLA, at Arizona State, Arizona at home, at California, Oregon State, at Oregon, Colorado, and they finish at Washington State this season. And next up is Utah. Utah, the Pac-12 champions from last year. They went 10-4, 8-1 in conference. They start at Florida. They have Southern. They have San Diego State at home, at Arizona State, Oregon State, at UCLA, USC, at Washington State, Arizona, Stanford, Oregon, or at Oregon, and at Colorado. And next up is Arizona State. And they have Northern Arizona at home, at Oklahoma State, who was 12-2. They get Eastern Michigan to come out and play them at home. Utah at home, at USC, Washington, at Stanford, at Colorado, UCLA, at Washington State, Oregon State, and they finish at their rival, Arizona. And now we have what would be the third easiest schedule in the Pac-12, Washington State. They were 7-5 last year, or 7-6 last year, 6-3. They have a 64. The ACC had 5 60 teams. The Pac-12 has 4. One of them is a 50. So they're the 2 weakest conferences with scheduling. Washington State has Idaho. They are at Wisconsin. They have Colorado State, Oregon at home, Cal at home. They're at USC, at Oregon State, Utah at home, at Stanford, Arizona State, at Arizona, and Washington at home. The second easiest schedule belongs to California, and they have UC Davis at home, UNLV at home. They are at Notre Dame, Arizona, at Washington State, at Colorado, Washington at home, Oregon at home, at USC, at Oregon State, Stanford, and UCLA, both at home. And the easiest schedule in the nation of group of 5 teams, or Power 5 teams, is UCLA. They were 8-4 last year and 6-3, and now they come in with a 58 strength of schedule. They could do some damage. We'll see. Bowling Green, Alabama State, and USA, both at home. 2 Alabama schools right there, both at home. Not the main one that gets all the talent, but they play 2 Alabama schools. At Colorado, and Washington at home, Utah at home, at Oregon, Stanford at home, at Arizona State, Arizona at home, USC at home, and they finish at Cal. So there you have it. The toughest schedules in the Pac-12 are, as previously stated, Stanford, Colorado, Arizona, USC. And UCLA gets the easiest schedule. And we'll see, you got to win the games. you got to go win the game. So we'll see what happens with the Pac-12. I do like their out of conference. You know, at Fresno State, a couple of them play Fresno, a couple of them play San Diego State. You know, regional, but they do have Notre Dame, a few of them. So, and BYU. Great schedules here. I wish they were a little less weak at the bottom here. But that's the Pac-12. And we'll stay tuned for the top 10 toughest schedules in the nation and the top 10 easiest schedules in the nation coming up soon. And all of this is going to lead me to my season predictions, win-loss for every team. And that will be coming here in the future. So thank you, and remember to like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications when I have my next video out. And thank you all, and have a great day.